So before you build a micro resort, buy land, maybe order your first cabins, build your first cabins, there are some simple things that you need to understand. Most people don't fail after they start. Most people fail before they even break ground. If you get these fundamentals right, you can build something very profitable. But if you get these things wrong, you can lose years and hundreds of thousands of dollars. Let's break this down. Number one, land is everything. That determines whether or not you can even open the doors or not. But utilities, that's where you find out how much this is actually going to start costing you. What's crazy though is access. That determines whether or not people are even going to want to come to your micro resort or your STRs. Two properties can honestly, online, look exactly the same. But one might cost double to develop because of septic, water access, grading, county restrictions. So before you buy land, you need to call the county. Understand zoning and understand development. Guests do not pay more because you spend more. Nightly rates are driven by demand and the experience that everybody has when they come to your micro resort. Okay, they're not determined by how much the materials cost. The hard thing to wrap your head around is most people don't understand that you can build a $300,000 cabin and across the street somebody can build a $180,000 cabin and they charge the exact nightly rate. You have to build on experience, not ego. Number two, nightly rates do not care about your build cost, okay? One of the biggest things, guys, that you'll find with contractors is all they're worried about is making margin, completing the job, and making sure that their guys are safe. As investors, we think about return, our cash flow, how profitable is this going to be into the future? So that's the thing, guys. You got to be really aware, because if you're not aware, you will overspend like crazy. So where I would start with this, since I've been in the construction industry for over 20 years, is, guys, I would get multiple bids, okay? Get multiple scopes of work. Even if you hire a contractor, you need to think like an investor, okay? And just remember, these contractors, guys, I know how, I was, and I know how other people are. If I can sell you something, maybe upgrade something here or there, I'm going to try, okay? But you don't have to keep up with the Joneses. Okay, so just make sure that if your contractor comes to you and says, hey, we could do this or we could do that, sit down, make sure that it is within your budget, because if it's not, by the time this is said and done, he will blow your budget. I can promise you that. Point four, okay, so development costs, they add up fast. Roads, utilities, septics, permits. Guys, the other day, I think you've probably seen the short that I made. I was in our dump truck. If you can do the work yourself, I recommend doing it yourself. That's us, we got a lot going on, but we own our own dump truck, and in the mornings, if I ain't got nothing else to do, I'll run and grab gravel. And that way our roads are always looking nice, and everybody's, nobody complains about the roads coming in and out of the micro resort. The thing with development costs is first time builders, this is your first time getting into anything like this, you underestimate the cost of getting started. Depending on the season, your rock alone getting in and out of your resort could go from a couple $1,000s to tens of thousands of dollars. Okay, so that's the biggest thing, is just be aware of every single thing that you are going through, or it's coming in, like the seasons coming in. Okay, it costs so much more to build winter, spring as it does in the dry part of summer. Okay, point five, guys, experience drives demand. People don't travel for rooms, they travel for experiences. So water access, fire pits, sauna, cold plunge, retreat spaces, fishing, all of these, guys, are different things that people, they love to come to micro resorts to experience. So what I'm saying is your property can actually be the reason that people are visiting, okay? But you have to build it intentionally. Point six, you guys, you have to know your numbers before you build. So before you break ground, you should know, your projected nightly rate, how much it's going to cost you to build your first unit. If you want to build 5 units, you need to know how much is it going to cost to build all 5 of those units. You need to have your budget and your cost all laid out before you ever put a shovel in the ground. So if you don't know these costs, you're guessing, and believe me, I've been through it. Guessing gets really expensive really fast.